Assalamualaikum and a very good day to the distinguished chairperson, respected presenters and all conference participants. My name is Nurul Shafiza Izzuana Zahari from Universiti Teknologi Malaysia. Today, I will present my study entitled Understanding How the Impacts of Child Cyberbullying Influence Parental Strategies, Evidence from Malaysian Parents. This study focuses on how the different impacts of cyberbullying experienced by children influence the way parents respond, support and protect their children. Cyberbullying has become an increasing concern as children spend more time using digital devices, social media platforms, messaging applications and online games. Unlike traditional bullying, cyberbullying can occur at any time and may continue even when the child is at home. As a result, children may feel that they have no safe space to escape from repeated comments, humiliations, harassments, or social exclusion. Cyberbullying does not only affect children emotionally, it may also influence their behavior, social relationships, academic engagement, physical health, and daily routines. When parents observe these changes, they are often required to respond immediately. They may strengthen communications, increase supervisions, limit digital access, provide emotional supports, or seek assistance from schools and relevant agencies. However, although many previous studies have examined the negative effects of cyberbullying on children, limited research has focused specifically on how these impacts influence parental strategies, particularly within the Malaysian context. Therefore, the objective of this study was to examine how the impacts of cyberbullying on children influence parental strategies. Moving on to literature review, previous literature demonstrates that cyberbullying is associated with various psychological, emotional, social, behavioral, academic, and physical consequences. According to Gumity and Kowalski, cyberbullying victims may experience depressions, anxiety, stress, loneliness, and low self-esteem. Garagadabil also explained that cyberbullying may contribute to physical symptoms such as sleep disturbances, fatigues, headaches, stomach discomforts, and changes in appetite. Within the Malaysian context, Wan Maizon and colleagues highlighted that technology-related risks may negatively affect adolescents' emotional well-being, behavior, and daily functioning. The literature also emphasizes the important role of parents. Supportive parent-child relationships, including open communications, emotional warmth, trust, and guidance, may help children disclose their experiences and recover from cyberbullying. Parents commonly respond by monitoring children's online activities, restricting access to devices, providing emotional reassurance, discussing digital safety, and seeking assistance from school or counselors. However, parental responses should not depend only on restriction and control. Self-determination theory suggests that parents should balance protections with children's autonomy, competence, and emotional connection. Similarly, the type parenting approach promotes open discussion, shared digital engagement, online safety education, and clear household rules. School, counseling services, government agencies, and child protection organizations also play important roles. They can support families through awareness programs, reporting mechanism, counseling, digital literacy educations, and policy interventions. Nevertheless, there remains limited understanding of how the specific impacts experienced by children directly shape the strategies adopted by Malaysian parents. These research gaps form the basis of the present study. For the methodology, this study adopted a qualitative approach involving 8 Malay parents from Peninsular Malaysia, Kedah, Terengganu, Negeri Sembilan, and Johor. Informants were selected using purposive sampling to ensure that they process direct experience and insights regarding parental responses to cyberbullying incidents involving their children. The study was guided by an interpretivist research philosophy to explore and understand the current strategies employed by parents in addressing cyberbullying, including the approaches, practices, and support mechanisms utilized to protect and support their children. For the findings revealed that cyberbullying affected children across 6 interrelated domains. First, psychological impact was the most prominent finding. Parents reported that their children experienced self-blame, anxiety, negative self-perceptions, emotional sensitivity, low self-esteem, and reduced confidence. For example, one parent reported that her child began asking, "Why don't people like me? What did I do wrong?" This statement shows that the child had internalized the negative comments and started blaming herself for the cyberbullying experience. Second, the findings identified behavioral changes. Children who had previously communicated openly with their parents became quieter and provided only brief answers. Some children avoided discussions about school, resisted parental advice, became irritable, or displayed emotional outbursts. Changes in digital behavior were also observed. Some children repeatedly checked their phones to see whether additional comments had been posted, while others spent more time scrolling through social media. Third, cyberbullying produced significant social impacts. Some children become reluctant to attend school, participate in activities, speak in public, or interact with their peers. Others isolated themselves in their bedrooms, avoid family members, or limited their friendship to only one trusted person. Number 4, the findings show academic impacts. Emotional distress affected children's concentrations, motivation, classroom participations, and willingness to complete schoolwork. However, the academic consequences were not the same for every child. Some maintained stable academic performance despite the incident. The fifth findings, parents reported several physical impacts including appetite loss, slight weight reduction, sleep disturbances, fatigue, and headaches. Finally, cyberbullying also affected children's lifestyle routines. Some children spent more time alone, reduced their outdoor activities, avoided recreational participations, experienced irregular sleeping and eating routines, and preferred solitary activities. Other than that, the findings from LPPKN further emphasizes that parental strategies should extend beyond digital monitoring. LPPKN highlighted the importance of emotional attention, affection, safe communication, clear digital boundaries, parental role modeling, and continuous counseling. The agency also explained that children need to feel emotionally safe and comfortable with their parents before they are willing to discuss what is happening in their life. Therefore, the findings demonstrate that the severity and nature of children's experiences directly influence the ways parents adjusted their communication, monitoring, emotional supports, and digital guidance. Moving on to the discussions, the findings indicate that the 6 impacts of cyberbullying should not be understood separately because they are closely interconnected. Psychological distress often acted as the starting point for other changes. When children begin experiencing anxiety, self-blame, low self-esteem, or reduced confidence, these feelings affected their behavior, social participations, academic concentration, physical health, and daily routines. For example, a child who feared being judged might avoid school activities or public speaking. Social withdrawal could then reduce access to peer support, while continuing emotional distress could disturb sleep, appetites, concentrations, and motivation. However, the findings also show that children responded differently. Some experienced serious emotional and behavioral changes, while others maintained their normal routines or academic performance. These differences may be influenced by children's coping abilities, individual resilience, family support, the seriousness of the incidents, and the durations of the cyberbullying experience. The findings further demonstrate that children's difficulties shape parental decision-making. When parents observe emotional distress or behavioral changes, they become more likely to strengthen communication, provide reassurance, monitor online activities, establish clearer boundaries, guide responsible digital behavior, and seek professional assistance. Nevertheless, excessive restriction may not always produce positive outcomes. If parents immediately remove devices or punish children, the child may become afraid to disclose future incidents. Therefore, parental strategies should balance protection with trust, emotional support, and children's developing autonomy. Parents should not only control children's online behavior, but also equip them with the confidence, knowledge, and coping skills required to manage digital risks. The finding also demonstrate that cyberbullying is not solely a family issue or an online behavior problem. It is also an educational, psychological, social, and policy concern. Effective interventions therefore requires cooperation among parents, school, counsellors, government agencies, child protection organizations, and policymakers. In conclusion, cyberbullying affects multiple aspects of children's life, particularly their psychological well-being, and these impacts directly shape parental responses. Effective parental strategies involve open communication, emotional support, supervision, digital guidance, and professional assistance. Parents should also observe emotional and behavioral changes, model responsible digital behavior, and establish clear and age-appropriate online boundaries. School and agencies should provide accessible counseling, reporting mechanism, awareness programs, and stronger cooperation with families. At the policy level, digital citizenship, digital empathy, parental digital literacy, and child online safety should be further strengthened. Ultimately, parents cannot manage cyberbullying alone. Cooperation among families, school agencies, policymakers, and the wider community is essential to protect children and create a safer digital environment. That is all from me. Thank you.